Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So this summer I've been so obsessed with this dewy, glowy skin. And so I decided to film it for you guys so you guys can see how I do it and the products that I've been loving. And let's get started. I like to start off with a clean, moisturized face and I move on to my face primer, which is the Benefit Porefessional. After my primer has set, I move on to my foundation, which is the Benefit Hello Flawless Foundation. And I love this because it is buildable and it doesn't feel heavy on the face. And now to cover my dark circles, I use the LA Girl Pro Conceal in yellow. And I also use this to highlight my forehead, my nose, and my Cupid's bow. Then I like to take a fluffy synthetic blender and I just blend away. For a natural contour, I like to use Tarte's the Sculptor Stick. So I pretty much apply this on the hollows of my cheekbones, my forehead, my jawline, and the side of my nose. Then I'm taking this rounded synthetic brush and I'm just blending it into my skin. After the contour, this is actually when I set my under eye area and the highlighted areas with the NYX color correcting powder in Banana. And as you can see, I'm actually not dragging the powder all the way down to the apples of my cheekbones just because of a highlighter that I'm gonna apply later on. So while my under eye is baking, I'm actually gonna use this WhatsApp highlighter by Benefit, and I'm actually using this as base for an intense highlight in a little bit. And same thing, I am using a synthetic brush to blend this highlighter. Now moving on to set the contour, I am using Benefit's Hoola bronzer, and this has been my favorite this summer. On the hollows of my cheekbones, I like to create a line and I just drag it and blend with a circular motion. After setting the contoured areas, I like to use a small fluffy brush to buff everything in just to remove the line of demarcations. After blending everything in, I move on to my intense highlight, which is Gold Digger Diamond Glow Powder with my F35 brush. I'm also spraying my brush with MAC Fix Plus to intensify the glow powder. Now to look alive again, I am applying Modus Pressed Blush in Natural Glow. Moving on, so I usually start with an eyeshadow primer. Using a primer helps eyeshadow adhere to the eyelid, stay in place, and it also prevents it from creasing. And here I am using Motive's Eye Base. For this look, I'm going to be using Sigma's Brilliant and Spellbinding palette in the shade Balmy and E40 brush. I'm using this color as a transition shade above my crease. Next, I'm using the shade Healthy for my lid color. Then with my E35 brush, I'm using Radiant as my crease color. I'm taking the shade Faye and my E30 brush and I'm smudging this along my lower lash line. Going back with my glow powder and a pencil brush, I'm applying this on my tear ducts to brighten up my eyes. So I decided not to wear any falsies for this look. So I'm going to be using the High Caliber Lash Mascara from Sigma's Structural Lash Collection. I will have all the links down below, so don't forget to check that out. To complete this look, I am using Dose of Colors Berry Me 2 Liquid Matte Lipstick on my lips. And you really want to apply this slowly and carefully. And finally, to get that extra dewy look and to set everything, I'm using MAC Fix Plus Spray. And there you have it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys liked it and I hope you guys learned something. Bye!